on the text. Here's the DUP's Trevor Clark.
I'm probably at the upper end in terms of age. There's many younger members in this who have young families and have families to keep. Why should they not stay in kilter with their counterparts in other places? I'm happy to let you in if you want in on that one.
Somebody has a young family myself and I don't take the full average wage. I don't see why you can use that as justification to bump and support MLA getting a pay increase of 28%. Doesn't stand up.
All right, it doesn't stand up in your mind, but it stands up in others, because once you don't take it, that's your choice. Other members have young families. I will.
Way, because in this it confers the functions of allowances to the Assembly Commission, which actually enabled allowances for members to take maternity leave, some things that the independent body beforehand didn't do. So I'm actually quite proud that the Assembly Commission has moved forward in that to support in particular young families within this building.
And can I thank the member for putting that on the record as a member whose family's growing up? I'll have no need for that. But of course it is important whenever you're looking at workers' rights, you look right across the board at all of their rights.
So, Mr Clark and the DUP saying, look, 51 grand a year isn't enough. We want 70 grand a year. It has stayed the same since 2016, to be fair. And if you want really good people, does that come with really good salaries? From 51 grand a year to 70 grand a year. Timothy Gaston from the TUV with us this morning. Morning to you, Timothy.
Morning, Stephen.
So, look, easy to have a pop with people for wanting more money, but why should Northern Ireland pay less than Scotland or Wales? Why?
Well, Stephen, so they're wanting to compare the pay with Scotland or Wales. If we take a step back, then we have to do the comparison of what duties the Scottish Parliament and the Welsh Parliament carry out. Like, let's be honest about this. So on Monday we were hearing all the positives of a year devolution has returned, how great this is. That was Monday in the Chamber. On Tuesday in the Chamber, now we're talking about bringing in this independent review with an aim to increase salaries by £19,000. But let's look at the functions of Scotland.
No, an independent review, and the independent review panel, it's not predetermined. You have no evidence it's predetermined. None.
Well, once this panel comes back with its reporting, you can play that clip back again to see if I'm right or I'm wrong. But let's look at the functions of Stormont and how it has performed over the last year. You know, we're meant to legislate. Has there been any real legislation? Scrutiny committees are meant to scrutinise. My goodness, they don't carry out that function very well. And let's not forget that back in December, we gave away the powers to 300 areas of law that should sit within the remit of the UK. We have given them away to a foreign parliament. So surely this independent review, and that was my encouragement to them yesterday, to judge Stormont on what they've delivered and what they have given away. So if you're wanting to set a pay, and if this is independent, you have to take them factors into account, and please reflect that when you come back. Is Stormont worth the current money they're getting? We'll soon find out. But I am very, very sceptical about the independence of this independent review. Back in December, I raised the issue in the Chamber. There was a paper that was there for the scrutiny, which highlighted this. So this has been the stepping stone to get to this position. So this report was dropped in December to say, so to give the context, it was a briefing to assist the Audit Committee scrutiny of the Assembly Commission's budget for 25-26. And it said that there's £19,000 less that MLAs were getting paid than those of the Scottish Parliament. So this has been little stepping stones to get to this position. So dropped it in December. We had the big fanfare on Monday where they had the big celebration of devolution has been here a year and how great we are. And then Tuesday, bang, we're in to set the foundations to increase the salaries of MLAs. And that's where it's going, Stephen. Anybody else that thinks something different...
Well, the Assembly Commission have said it's highly likely they've said it's perhaps helpful to note that the current salary for a member is now more than 19 grand less.
Why would they put that in? Why would they put that in if this is independent? Why would they meddle? Why would they put in a figure into a report? Why would they say that it's £19,000 less? Stephen, I have heard from a number of different parties. I've heard from different MLAs over the last number of weeks that this pay rise will be £72,000. This is what's been talked about within parties. And that's why when it came to the
51
debate
to
yesterday...
72.
Well, I think it's 52,500 at the minute from recollection. And then it would be moving up to what either the lower end, whatever the Scottish Parliament is, or the Welsh Parliament. That is what the predetermined outcome is, and that's what MLAs are pushing for in the background. Yesterday was a big...
Once again, there is no
exposing that.
predetermined outcome. There is no evidence of that. There is evidence, it's written in black and white, of what the Assembly Commission have noted, and they want the Remuneration Board to note. They say, quote, "It therefore seems highly likely that a Remuneration Board will increase members' salaries." Why did the Assembly Commission not remain neutral on that and let the independent body?
Well, if the independent body was to maintain its independence, the Assembly Commission wouldn't have put that in the report. So I understand, you have to come at this from both sides and you have to come with a counter-argument, but what you're saying is, is evidence for the argument that I'm making. And yesterday was about exposing that. So before it gets
Except
to
the
stage where
Assembly Commission has no jurisdiction over the Remuneration Board. Look, this is a distraction from the main argument. The main argument here is whether the public feel that MLAs here should be paid the same as their counterparts in the likes of Scotland and Wales. And why should, people here who choose to go into politics not be paid a comparable salary to elsewhere? Let me stay there, Timothy. Let me bring in Brendan. You might be wondering, why the TUV are at the top of the show. Well, guess what? We asked all the 5 main parties. We contacted them yesterday. We asked them to come on to the Nolan show to talk to you about their pay. Not one of them from any of the political parties are available.